Most gardeners waste time waiting for compost to break down, never realizing there's a faster way to unlock nature's most powerful fertilizer. The secret lies in encouraging fungi to rot quickly and build humus, the dark, rich soil life thrives in. Once you learn how to guide this natural process, your soil transforms into a living sponge that holds nutrients, improves drainage, and boosts yields beyond what ordinary compost can offer. Fungi are nature's recyclers. They thrive on organic matter, break down stubborn plant fibers, and release compounds that form humus. But the magic doesn't just happen on its own. With the right formula, moisture balance, and air circulation, you can speed up fungal activity and create humus in weeks instead of months. This method is my go-to whenever I need fertile soil fast, and it works for both small garden beds and large crop plots. Why fungi are the real soil builders? Bacteria are fast workers, but fungi are the heavy lifters of soil health. They don't just decompose soft plant material. They tackle the tough stuff like lignin and cellulose in stems, husks, and wood chips. As fungi break down this material, they produce glues and acids that bind particles into stable humus. This humus doesn't wash away in the rain. It sticks around, enriching soil structure for years. The beauty of working with fungi is that you're not only feeding plants, you're also improving the home they live in. Plants with fungal-rich humus around their roots show better resistance to pests, need less fertilizer, and stay hydrated longer during dry spells. That's why I make sure fungi always have the right conditions to thrive in my garden beds. The formula I use to speed up fungal rot is, well, something I've refined over many years. Honestly, I've tested countless compost activators, teas, and shortcuts. But one recipe consistently outperforms everything else I've tried. It gives fungi the moisture, sugar, and minerals they need to grow fast and, quite aggressively. Here's exactly how I make it. 10 liters of clean water, 200 grams of molasses or brown sugar, 100 grams of powdered rock dust for minerals, and a handful of finished compost or forest soil to act as a fungal starter. I dissolve the sugar into the water, stir in the rock dust, and finally add the compost or forest soil. This creates a fungal-rich brew that acts rather like an energy drink for decomposers. I pour this mixture directly over piles of rotting organic matter or onto mulch layers around crops. The sugar gives fungi quick energy, the rock dust supplies essential trace elements, and the inoculant introduces beneficial spores to kickstart colonization. Within days, you'll see white fungal threads weaving through the material. That's your sign the process is working. Keeping the perfect moisture balance is absolutely crucial. Fungi thrive in moist conditions, but, suffocate if waterlogged. That's why I always check my piles with the simple squeeze test. Grab a handful of material, squeeze it tightly, and if just a few drops of water escape between your fingers, it's perfect. Too dry and fungi stall. Too wet and anaerobic bacteria take over, leaving behind a slimy mess. If the pile feels dry, I add another round of the fungal brew. If it feels too wet, I turn it gently with a fork to release trapped water and add a layer of dry straw or shredded leaves. The goal is to maintain a fluffy, damp structure where fungi can weave through freely. Air is the fuel fungi need. Most people forget that fungi breathe. Without oxygen, their activity slows and decomposition turns, a bit sour. That's why I never let organic matter compact. I build my piles in layers, green waste, brown waste, and then a splash of the fungal brew, so air pockets remain throughout. In bigger piles, I insert hollow bamboo poles or perforated pipes vertically to allow airflow deep inside without constant turning. This trick keeps fungi active in the core of the pile, where temperatures rise and humus formation accelerates. Choosing the right materials for fungal dominance is, honestly, quite important. Not all organic matter rots at the same speed. If you want fungi to dominate, feed them what they love. They thrive on carbon-rich, fibrous materials like corn stalks, straw, sawdust, and wood chips. But to keep the balance right, I always mix in softer greens like vegetable scraps or fresh leaves. This balance of tough and tender fuels a steady decomposition rhythm. One mistake many gardeners make is piling only kitchen waste, which encourages bacteria but leaves fungi out of the picture. By giving fungi a diet rich in woody fibers, you create the perfect environment for them to build long-lasting humus. How to know when humus is ready? Well, the transformation from rotting fungi to finished humus is unmistakable. The pile shrinks, the original materials lose their shape, and you're left with a dark, crumbly substance that smells like fresh forest soil. If you still see sharp edges of straw or chips, give it more time. But once everything looks uniform and earthy, you've got humus ready to spread. At this stage, humus is more than just decomposed matter. It's a biologically active soil conditioner packed with enzymes, minerals, and beneficial microbes. When I add it to my beds, the soil structure instantly improves. Water retention skyrockets and plant roots find an environment they can thrive in. Using humus in your garden is, well, truly transformative. The beauty of humus is that it never burns plants. I spread it thickly around vegetables, fruit trees, and even seedlings without fear of damage. In crop plots, I work it into the top few inches of soil before planting. Over time, the soil becomes darker, looser, and bursting with life. Humus also works wonders as a mulch. Spread it on the surface, and it protects roots, reduces evaporation, and slowly releases nutrients as rains wash them down. For raised beds, I top up with a thin layer every season, which keeps the soil perpetually fertile without the need for chemical fertilizers. Why this method beats shortcuts. Some gardeners try chemical boosters or commercial fungal powders, but nothing matches the synergy of this homemade approach. By feeding fungi directly with sugars and minerals, you accelerate their natural ability without disrupting soil biology. The result isn't just fast decomposition, it's a permanent improvement in soil health that carries through season after season. When you master this method, you're not just making humus faster. You're building a living soil system that works for you, long after the pile has broken down. Final thoughts. Rotting fungi are the hidden engines of soil fertility, and by guiding their activity, you can create humus faster than ever before. With the right formula, moisture balance, and airflow, your compost piles transform from dead plant waste into living black gold. This is the method I rely on for every crop cycle, and it never fails to deliver strong, healthy plants with incredible yields. If this guide gave you value, make sure to hit that subscribe button on Crop Corner, share it with fellow gardeners, and drop your questions in the comments. Together, we'll keep turning waste into wealth and soil into abundance.